Hello, everybody. Welcome back to K2SE Fantastic Mr. Ghost. Wow, the base has been running pretty good. Last episode we got the astronomic. I think I'm saying astrometrics. It's astronomic space science or whatever, or science, which is awesome. And I've been running the research, so pressing I brings up the Informatron as well as Helmod. We'll close that. And I have 61.26 cargo loss modifier. Now I have 52% now on the survivability of the rocket, and the rocket reusability is 56 plus. Now this is what I understand. 56 plus minus up to 10? What do you mean up to 10? Is that... I don't know if that's worded correct. I think that's incorrect. Because we have this blue, kind of like a teal, aqua teal kind of, what do you call it? Text there. So I think that it's 56 up to 100 max. Because you can't get more than 100 back. So, yeah, I run a couple researches there on that, and so I'm hoping that, yeah, I don't know what that means. So, yeah, I've been running those off screen, and then I noticed that my thermal fluid was kind of struggling, so I put some speed modules in. I had speed already. I added 4 more coolers, thermal radiators, actually, and then I put beacons with efficiency modules in here, so it's back up and running now. Oh, and I think because these thermal coolers were struggling. Now, one of the things I might have to do, well, I can't get beacons down here unless I underground, which I can do. I can go here, and then I can get an underground pipe because I got a spot right there, and so that'll cover 2 and 4. And then I gotta go over here, and that'll cover 2 and 4 as well. So that'll work out. Yeah, so I'm gonna underground this, but I'm gonna do that later. I'm not worried about it right now, because I want the new recipe that we unlocked, which is 500 to 499, but it's really slow. So what I have to do is I have to go into Helmod, put all the sciences in, and just focus on the cooling. So I know how many radiators I'm going to need for that recipe and how many of the coolers total. So I'll do that later. I'm not worried about it right now. Oh, yeah, I've been just letting this thing kind of buffer up here. Why is it taking so long? I did run a research. And here, yeah, okay. So the issue here, and there is a research I want to run right now. This one. Now that we have, oh yeah, I have all these unlocked here. Or researched the gravimetrics facility, X-ray telescope, and microwave telescope. So now we can run this one, and it'll give us the broad astronomic insight. And notice how we combine the astronomic with the broad astronomic catalogs. Ooh, we need minus 273 super cooled thermal fluid now. But what this gives us is 8 astronomic insight. Now I don't know how I'm gonna retrofit this in here, because this is the astronomic 1. So I'll have to figure out how I'm gonna do that with the current situation here. I could build down here, I could build up here. I got room, so however I need to do it, I will do it. So what I've noticed is that I've got all these sped up. Oh, I didn't spin it. This one had a surplus. Oh, I can fit 4 in there. Okay, cool. I have plenty of lenses here. Yeah, so I can really speed these up more. But I'm I'm trying to keep it conservative right now, because I'm not, I know this is going to get rebuilt at some point or another. So I'm short on, what is this? Visible. So let's see this is the UV. The visible, there we go. Yeah, so I'm short on these. Now, I noticed that sometimes what happens is I'll be short on one, and then the other one will be short when I beef it up. And I can underground this belt. Maybe, I don't... Well, I have to underground all these belts because, yeah, it won't fit. In order to get right on there, I'll have to move these out, you know. And then I could put a beacon in. So that way I can get the efficiency modules in there into a beacon. I can cover 4 with this beacon, so that's a good thing. I can even beaconize this sucker here. And I got plenty of coal, glass, and the beryllium is... Now, the beryllium is something I have to be careful on because I haven't gone to Cornetto yet. So I've been more or less just watching this build run and all that. And doing a few side projects. One side project I decided to do is the stone. I don't need stone. I'm bringing that up on a rocket. It's going to throw off my count. And so the rocket will come up, and I'm hoping that it will send up and not crash if there's stuff still in the landing pad. So I'm waiting on that. That's why I'm up here. So what I decided to do is, instead of getting the stone and putting it in the launch pad for space science, I decided to make glass, and you need a pulverizer, or I mean a mechanical facility up in space. These will only work in space. Vice versa, the pulverizer will only work on the ground, on a planet. So I'm taking the stone and making sand and then glass. And I had to do something here that was kind of unconventional. So you'll see that I'm requesting here 200 glass. And also, I have to use a buffer chest here because what I need is, well, if I put a buffer chest here, I have to request glass to it from that, you know, mechanical facility and all that. But the problem is that if I'm not running science, I'm not going to get glass. I need glass from here. This is the consistent supply. But the glass, as you can see, there we go, it's working. So the glass from the, you know, the scrap down there, stone to sand to glass, is being requested here constantly. So it's an open request constantly. But I need the ability to... Now, here's the problem. If I had a buffer chest here with glass in it, what would happen is the bots would be delivering from the buffer chest to the requester constantly. So that's why the buffer chest is a good thing, because it's a requester and it's a provider. But this right here, now if I put a, and this is the beauty, this is where buffer chests work really well. I don't use them in my hub or anything like that, but request from buffer. So that chest that I have there is requesting glass from the build, from the, you know, the end result of the scrap. And because I don't have this checked, we don't get the bots bouncing back and forth, filling up, you know, taking from one and putting it in the other, only to have a, you know, a loop. So that's what's helpful with that's what's good about the buffer chest there. That is a very good use of a buffer chest. I like they introduced those, you know, like a version 18 or something like that, or maybe, I think it was 18. It was like out of the blue. And it was like, this is something I didn't know I needed. It was like, whoa. All right, so I think that's about... Oh, let's see, what I did something on the planet. Oh, this is the new planet we're going to go to, I do believe. Forge Hammer. Forge Hammer. And it has iridium. And we need the iridium for lots of things, including speed module 4s, I think. So we have core fragment... core seams that are iridium based, and this planet has oil on it, and I don't see any water, but there's oil right there. Oh my god, that's plenty of oil. And here it is. So you'll notice that it does have a crappy sun. The solar is really low, but we have crude oil. It is a water planet, but I haven't seen any water, but I can pop water down, you know. I have a little bit of uranium on here. I don't know how well that's going to work. And so I'm going to go down to the planet. I'm going to design an iridium build. I hope maybe to do a 4-laner. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. With the core seams, I want to plan for the future for that. So let's get out of here. And let me go in my little capsule so I don't keep hearing that pain in the ass sound there. Okay, now, let's see, what else? Oh, and I think on the planet surface here, let's see. Oh, Astus is running good. I checked it, and the accumulators are holding up now, so I don't have. Hopefully, I won't have any problems with that going forward. I do have to come back here. Like I said, Coronado. I haven't gotten there yet, but I wanted to run the research, and I got to get over here because my uranium is going to run out. Now that uranium planet, like I said, I want to get there and do the core fragment stuff. Where am I? Where is my? Oh, here it is, right here. Yeah, so this is, see how it's running out. This is all gone now. All this, all that. Yeah, so I got to get back here quick, probably sooner than later, because this is going to run out, unfortunately. Now, yeah, there's really no good way to go about this. So, like I said, what I was thinking about having is a rocket delivery system on the uranium planet that I pointed out last episode. And then we'll get U-235 and 238 from that planet to supply to other planets. I don't know how well that's going to work. We'll just have to run it and see. Okay, let's get out of there. Let's go to Novice here. Now, I could... Well, there's not much uranium on this planet, and I want to save this for this planet, so I don't want to shoot anything off of here. I did hook up over here the sciences. I screwed up. I had the wrong... Launch on green, signal... when cargo full. I had launch on green or when full. So because it was full and full, what's kind of throwing me off here is notice how it's like 3 and 1 and all this. Well, it still considers it full. I didn't know that. Like, are you kidding me? So I was kind of thrown by that, but I have this connected here now, and I'm gonna hopefully test it out. I hate that when that opens up when you come back out of that view, and then you have to constantly hit escape. It's kind of annoying. So I have this set up now this way, and this is how I found out I had the wrong pull down there. I exported all the sciences out of the launch pad in here because I'm afraid, this is what I'm afraid of, is that the rocket will crash if there's cargo in the launch pad, even though you're launching on green. So I didn't want that to happen to the science at all. Oh, this rocket launched here. And then I had a couple other ones. I can't remember. I think a plastic one came. Yeah, and all that. Oh, I moved the rocket down here. Nice tight little spot. And instead of the bots handling the... Well, the bots are going to handle the rocket components from the other pads. They're going to bring them here. So that's what these two cases are here. So I've got the, these storage things. And then the capsule there. And then the issue is that I was going to shoot rocket fuel here. So that doesn't mess with the science fuel. But for now, I'm using the fuel for space science. And then we just fuel it up and we're good to go. And here is the PAX. That's the PAX landing pad there. So it's direct insert into the rocket. So no fuss, no muss. And then I had to change, now that I have this belt here, and I changed out the inserters to stack filter, because I don't want the bots handling these. I mean, I got a belt. There's no point in bots flying around. So all that's taken care of now there. But yeah, the exception is the landing pads out in the open here. So I've got this one here, and I have filters on them so they don't use them. So there we go. So that one there, this one here, and wherever else. There's a couple here. There's one here and one here. So I got those covered there. So yeah, I've just been doing some little busy work stuff. Now, there is another thing that I keep forgetting about, kind of intentionally, because it's another planet, and that is the modules here. So we need the iridium plate for speed 3s, or 4s, I mean. And, wow, 20-second craft, that's insane. And we get a speed 50% on those, which is nice. The prod is what I'm kind of about. We need the vitamelange extract. And we need the machine learning data too. So the question is, I have to, in order to mass produce these, what do I do? I was thinking, what do I do? Go up in space? Do I do it in space or not? So The machine learning, though, I think I can send down in a rocket because it's a cheap rocket to send. And that way I can get the modules moving along. So, it is what it is. So most likely, yeah, I think I'll shoot a rocket down. And that way, you know, once you get the modules all upgraded, you only need a few here and there. And then when you're doing a new build. So, you know, you got to do it, right? So here we need a holmium plate. And that's another thing that we need to do for energy science in order to get that rolling. So for the energy science here, which is the next one I want to work on, we need the holmium. And we also need the iridium, which is, okay, there's holmium. And iridium is, I think, down here. Yeah, here it is right here for the spectral mirror. And I figure, you know what? We got to get this stuff anyway. Might as well get it, and then the build becomes easier for that purpose there. So I like that idea. Triggers random zone discovery when researched. Search for planets, moons, and asteroid belts using telescopes. Now, if I go into here... Here it is, zone discovery. So I clicked on this exploration journal here, and it tells you about relic hunting, infinity, and beyond. Oh, that was done. Okay, good. I found that weapons cache. It was like one deal. So this is kind of like going through, I don't know, it just stopped relic hunting. So this is those little things. Now, archaeology is here. I didn't know this was here. So these are where those things are. So if we go to these planets and we go to those alien structures, and it gives us that glimpse, or whatever you want to call it, those symbols. So I already have Astus. Now what I got to do is go to these other planets, Lathe, Hooray, Geralft, and Mormo. Yeah. And then I'll take a screenshot of those and store them in my Factorio folder that I have for this particular playthrough. Now here, zone discovery. Now, I don't know how this ties in here because it says... There are lots of stars, planets, and moons. Oh, lots of stars, planets, moons, or asteroid belts, blah, 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 you can be discovered. Navigational satellites. You can launch a navigation satellite to discover random planets, moons, asteroid belt in the same star system that the satellite was launched from. If there's nothing else to discover in that system, then it can be discovered. Then it can discover new stars instead, but it cannot discover anything orbiting the star or anything in deep space. Now I'm thinking I can go to another planet in another system. I don't even know if I can get to another system. Yeah, we have to get to another system and then launch rockets, I think, with a satellite to discover the other planets that are, you know, around that. I don't know. So anyway, let's see here. Zone discovery. You can use space telescopes to look for new zones discovered. Okay, this is achieved through zone discovery research. The basic zone discovery research can find a random star, planet, moon, or asteroid belt. So it says random. But here, see, now, look, down here, look at this stuff here. So you can search for specific stuff. Now, right now, it's no problem. I have this selected right here. So, I don't know. Okay, now there's targeted zone. Targeted zone discovery research is the same as the basic research, but you have selected a resource preference below. It looks in areas more likely for that resource to occur, so you're more likely to discover a zone with that resource. Keep in mind that a planet can't be discovered before discovering its star. Oh, okay, and a moon can't be discovered. Oh, wow. Yeah, a moon can't be discovered before discovering its planet. Don't expect to find what you're looking for every time. And then there's deep space zone discovery research. Deep space zone discovery research only looks for areas of interest in deep space and is the only way you can discover asteroid fields. Asteroid fields are the only place you can find naquite. Deep space research cannot be resource targeted. So what I'm wondering about is, if I run this research, am I screwing myself over for finding specifics? Or if I run this, it'll find a planet and then it's like, okay, this is what you get. You know, I guess I'm a little torn on running this because I don't want to screw myself on a resource that I'm going to want to have a primary resource, like, for example, the immersite, where I don't have a planet with that yet. But, so, I don't know. Maybe I'll save scum it and test it to see what this thing will do. You know, I don't know. So, yeah, I'm kind of thrown by that. Let's see. All right, so what do we got here? Oh, we got this now. 4 astrometric science packs. Now, I think I was in error that... Okay, it says... Oh, it takes 2. Oh, it takes 2 to get 4. And this is astrometric science pack 2. Okay. So once we're done with the astrometric science pack 1 research, then we get into the 2s, I'm assuming. And yeah, we will. So it uses the broad astrometric catalog, insight. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we'll run that one. It needs the airframe pole and all that. So we'll research that. It's only 100. There you go. Now, what else? I don't know if we have anything else here. Oh, here. Look, this is Target Zone Discovery 1. Search for planets, moons, and asteroid belts that have specific resources. So this is an actual resource. I guess I can run that. You know, the one I have now. This one here. Because planets, moons, and asteroid belts using. So this is just searching for planets and moons. Now, I could say, hey, search for this specific resource, but I have to pay for it via research. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to run this one instead. So that way we can see if a planet pops up. I want to see what we get from that, and that shouldn't take too long. Man, okay, here we go. Soma. Telescope to planet. Soma discovered. Okay, navigation satellite. Geometric structure. Ooh, a geometric. Oh, that's something I think that under archaeology. Yeah, check it out. Very cool. All right, let's go into you. And what's funny is you brings up Helmut as well. You and I don't understand that. I have to maybe change that. Okay, let's do another one here. Now it's 13. All right, here we go. Boom. All right, we got Yggdrasil. All right. And a geometric... Oh, yeah. So we do have something there. Oh, here. Right here. Soma. Oh, there. I was looking at the orbit. I was thinking it was alphabetical down there. Well, it's showing up here. I wonder why it's up here. Oh, it's sorting by here. That's why. Okay, here's Soma. I was thinking it was giving me the orbit. Why am I... Oh, it's loading. There we go. There we go. Okay. So that's the thing right there. There it is. Okay. So that's cool. All right, that's what was throwing me because it's sorting by the information in this tab here. Because wherever I've built is what I want. So here's the other one. Ooh, vitamin launch. Ooh. Biter meteors. Oh yeah, that's right. This is crazy. All right, so you have to have laser defense at least on these planets. Oh, that's hilarious. Ooh, solar is crap on this one too. Parent. Oh, it's got a parent planet. Okay, let's view the surface. There it is right there. So, yeah, this one here has biter meteors. And if you have to have meteor defense to keep them from hitting. That is ridiculous. I love it. Okay. So yeah, if you have plenty of meteor defense, you won't get the biter meteors, which is kind of funny. If you think about it, like life could come from other planets via meteor, That's one of the scientific, one of the theories there. All right, so let's go ahead and run this one. That way I can get the broad astronomic catalog and all that other jazz. And then I can't run this until we get that up. So, let me go in here. What I'll do is I'll keep running these here. Maybe I'll knock this one out. That way it's out of my way. And get that out of the way. This cryo gun. And then everything else is dependent on energy science. Energy science opens up a lot of good stuff. So that's why I want to work on that next. And then we'll get that rocking and rolling. Okay, so that's good. Now, I want to make sure. I got 242 of the rocket data card here. Rocket, whatever. So I'm going to wait here. I want to make sure that rocket works before I come up. Oh, and then another thing, too, that I did. I've been cleaning stuff up. Oh, my God, it's like a project and a half. I'll get I'll get motivation, like, oh, okay, I'll start cleaning stuff up. So I have here, this is the platform rocket that comes up here and, makes the platforms. And right here, I hooked up a delivery cannon chest to the RoboPort network here. And I'm going to shoot up sulfuric acid barrels and also silicon. So I'll have, this one will be for, I'll have some delivery cannons for Novice Orbit here. And then I have up here the ability to make the stuff, the electronic components. And then, oh yeah, I had to do this too. This is easier to do. All I have to do, requesting ingots, make them in a copper plate, and then make wire. And that way I've got wire for on hand here for the factory, for this little hub here. And then I got the robot thing here. I got the frames and the red circuits in here, but I only have one frame left in there, and I have 5. That's 6 bots plus 4. So I have 10 bots, and the robot attrition is, I have it set to 100. When those are out, then I don't have any more robots. So if they crash or break down or whatever they do, then I'll have to replenish them from here. So the delivery cannon, sulfuric acid for battery. Oh, I just realized something. I have to put a thing here. I can do that right now. Okay, I'll set this to battery here. If I can find them. There we are. Okay, and then this has to be connected, and we'll do like, 20. I don't need a lot. It doesn't need to run like crazy. Okay, and then I have batteries here somewhere. Be nice to get that pulled up. There's one less thing. Now chuck those in. Oh, wow. Well, I got a lot of batteries. Oh, yeah, let's put them all in there. Okay, good. So I'll be good for a while. The only thing I need to do is the silicon then. And I have that set filter there. And this is set to 30 in the case. So I just have to set up a delivery cannon and hook it all up with a transmitter and all that good stuff. Or a receiver. So I have the receiver right here, or transmitter right here. This is for Novice Orbit. And that's what's bringing up the stuff. 210. Okay, I'm going to wait here, and then I'm going to go back down on the planet Novice, and what I want to do is start working on Iridium and go to that Iridium planet today. That'd be kind of fun. All right, meet you down on the surface. All right, well, there's a change of plans here, folks. I was going to go do the Iridium today, but I'm on this planet right here, Landiana, and that's because uranium. This is the uranium planet, and here I am right here. This is Mormo. It's got 83% solar, so it's not too bad. So I brought a bunch of solar. And the goal here is to do all of this here and more, of course. I came here in my rocket that's in the rocket launch area, and then I launched my material, and I had a hub rocket full because I think if you land without a launch pad, you lose stuff. And I figured, well, I might as well just, I don't want to lose anything. I want to get everything done. So you notice that I have a core mining drill ready to go. Now it's 5.1 a second. I've got a second one here. So the goal here is to do the core mining uranium. So let's see, let's go. So it's 70% effective. Now it's 3.6. So 3.6 times, what is this one now? 3.6, so 7.2. Is what we're gonna get with 2 core. Okay, so it's definitely better. It's definitely better having 2. Now, if we put 3 down, it might be a little higher than that. So I'm gonna test this out. If I need another core mining drill, then I'll have to order one up. Here we have. I'm gonna do the processing of the U-235 and 8 here, and then I'm gonna use the cannons to shoot the 235 and 8 to the forge hammer. Yeah, there we go. Now, forge hammer is, it's got some biters on there, so I'll take care of them. I have to bring, you know, ammo and stuff to that. I hope I don't forget. And then the sunlight is only half, so that's not too good. That's why I need nuclear power on this. And the reason for that is because 1.6 gigajoules. So I'm gonna need probably, you know, 2 power plants for this, the 20 reactors. So the goal is to shoot uranium to that planet, and I want this planet to be like the hub for other planets, like maybe Astis, you know, and all that, where well, planets like Astis I'm okay with. I'm leaving it alone. So I have here the sulfuric acid build. I just copied it. Probably won't be doing trains or anything like that, or I don't know, I might do train. This is a tiny planet. There's a nice oil patch here. Well, no, that's not a nice one. Over here, 2.8. So that'll get me started up to mining. And then unfortunately I have to shoot in steel ingots, copper ingots, and plastic to get low density structures so that I can run this whole thing. We'll have sulfur on this planet and coal. So that's here. We need sulfur and coal for this. The dynamite, explosives there. And then we need the copper cable and the steel. I think the steel. Oh, yeah. We need the heat shielding, which I should put up here. I need heat shielding as well. I have these here. So I got to set those up. I'll put these back in here. And for the ammo, I need the steel, I think. Let's see. Let me put one of these down here because I forgot to place it. Yeah, here. See, I need a... Oh, I can get sulfuric acid here. I'll have copper iron already. The green circuits, I'm going to use stone for the tablets. And so there's a use for that. And then steel, we're already bringing in. So I have, you know, a bunch. I have 10 of these. I think 10. I did some things in between cuts here. One of the things... Okay, let's go to the orbit. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if I mentioned it in my last cut. I can't remember now. On Cornetto, I've got the 282s running. And I had to do some janky stuff here because I have a big lake and I don't have landfill in mass on this planet. I could make it, but, you know, it would take a while. And I wanted to get this up and running. So all the beryllium trains are now 282s. And this is a special yard for them. It's a 12 train, max train length 12, 12 and 1. And I also limit the stop to 1 as well. So anyway, this is all done here. But what I'd like to do in the future, not now, I want to redo this whole thing because it's not perfect, but I need more storage space. So I use this 8-lane balancer in 2 cases, but the problem is it's 50,000 and the train can hold 16,000, I think. So it's 2 trains. And this build just chews up the ore like no tomorrow. So I want to have, I have 5 trains, and I'd like to get them all to deploy. But because I have to set this to 50,008 to keep the trains flowing and to keep the ore, you know, replenished here. So I had to do it that way. And what happened was I would have a train in here unloading, and a train would... I think it was a train would be, a train is sitting here and it can't unload and get back in the yard. So that could cause problems and timeouts. I have an infinite timeout, I think, on LTN. So the train would just sit here. Now it's okay if you have point-to-point trains and not using LTN, but if you have LTN or a train controller, the timeout issue can occur. Now, granted, these are, you know, one stop, you know, they're, you know, one thing. They're not going to do multiple things. I'm okay. But then you get all these errors popping up and everything, and it starts going nuts. So all that's done. Up here, I put in, if I could find it here, that's barrel. Oh, wait, let me go to map view. Oh, yeah, way up here. I got I tapped a rare metals mine here, and that is 1.7 million. There's a couple others, but that was the closest one. There's a tiny one over here. Yeah, I don't bother with the tiny ones. Oh, and then I had a problem with the uranium, which I did. I got a uranium stop here now, and I'm prioritizing the one side here. As you can see, it gets chewed up pretty quick. There's no beacons on here, so that's why it's slow. Most likely, it doesn't look like it's going to run this one here. So that is over here. Uranium. There's a brand new uranium mine, and that's 7.4 mil. That should last a long time. I got fully, 5 prod mods in there, plus the beacons and all that, so that'll be good. This thing is down to 340,000. Yeah, that's not good. I moved the solar here because I found out that I forgot my design. It has 2 pumps. It has to have 2 offshore pumps. And then over here, I could probably pop in a pump to help down on the lower end. But right now, it's fine. It's got water all throughout. But under load, this thing can chew up the water quick. So I had to add some pumps here. And in order to get this thing back up and running, I moved the solar here. And the accumulators, it was way down here somewhere. Maybe it was, I don't know where it was. And so I moved it up here, and the solar was just to get up and running, you know. And then I popped the nuclear power in. So the solar's job is to run 8 pumps. Oh well, I don't care. You know, like I said, the solar was just a stop. It was a stepping zone to get to this here. Anyway, so that was kind of funny. I think that was it on that planet there. Astis, I haven't done anything there. Novs Orbit. Okay, so let's go here. And I think what I did... Oh, I have to update this design here. I was thinking that the damn rocket would send if one of these went to 0 and you triggered the green signal. But the problem is this right here. It doesn't matter if you have a green signal. It doesn't matter if you have full cargo. You can... If you send a rocket, it will explode all around. It will not go into the pad, I think. So if I were to force it, even if I were to force it, it would crash. Otherwise, the rocket will not send, no matter what. You have a green signal, so it's stuck in a perpetual situation. That's why I don't like doing multiple things in a landing pad, because you don't know what the inserters are going to do. They're going to load inconsistently because the stack size, being, I think it's 6 or 8 or whatever it is. So this pad may never empty. It, even though there's, well, the other thing too, yeah, it may never empty because of inconsistent loading, and this recipe here, it can't grab more, or, it's inconsistent what it grabs and stuff. There's all these variables that you can't account for. The one thing you can account for is it's never going to work the way you intended it. So what I have to do is I have to have like a buffer case. So what I might have to do is move this back and put a small 2x2 and have the motors going in and the low density structures going into like separate cases maybe. And the issue is I have to have them metal cases because the RoboPort network will sense them. And I don't want that. That was why I wanted to wire these up. And, well, I don't mind the RoboPort network or Robo network sensing stuff. The problem is the hub is going to have material as well. So that's another issue, is that I'm trying to count the items here. And so what I have to do is to keep this information from getting into the general information where it's the hub and everything. What I have to do is copy the signals onto the motor and the low density structure in this case. Those signals would have to be copied, and I could encode them even like I am with the rocket and the cargo sections, and then it'll encode it on some other signal and then send it down and then decode it at the rocket site and then figure out if one of those are 0. And if 1 is 0, then you send the rocket. But the problem, like I said, is that this landing pad has to be empty. I thought the green signal would just, oh, trigger it. Yeah, go. And I remember that I should have known it wasn't going to do that, but I forgot. So this one here with the space science, I'm going to just remove this machine here, and I'm going to put a case here. And then probably will do some undergrounding so that I can get really close. Or I'll just go, the pipe will have to be rerouted over here to this pipe here. So I'll do some I'll remove pipes and get some undergrounds and go here. And then I'll just pop in on the top side here, most likely. And then I'll have a case here. And I'll sense what's in this case and then send that information to the transmitter. And I may encode this just to be on the safe side. So that's the issue there. A little bug that I have to work out. And let's see, what else have I done here? The same thing with this one here. I got to do the same thing. Multispectral mirror. Oh, I built this over here. These are the new this is a receiver? Oh, it's a telescope? Oh, okay. He's just reskinning stuff. So we have this telescope, which is the X-ray. And there's another telescope, which is really a receiver. And that's microwave observation data. Okay. And then this one here just generates a card. It takes this card here, astrometrics data, and it generates a gravitational lensing data. And it's kind of cool because this has got some kind of a spinning disc, inside within a disc. It's pretty cool. So that's how you get the gravitational data. And I think that's it there. Oh, and then down here, I have... Oh, yeah. So this is energy science. I went ahead and built this out. And it's a pain in the ass. Let me tell you, this is not fun. I might want to move for... I don't know. I might redo this because it's getting kind of spaghettied up here. And I don't like it. But the problem is you've got the cooling here. And you have to, bring in the cooling and export the cooled, or you have to bring in the cooling and then remove the fluid that's heated up after the cooling occurs to these things. And then it's the same kind of thing. I'm trying something different here, and it's kind of messy because I forgot that these two, they need blank data cards. Oh, they need insight or energy catalog. And this one also needs an energy catalog. Now, the holmium is going to go right here. I think, yeah, here. So holmium is... The only holmium we need in space is for the science. So I'm going to put this landing pad right here. And holmium ingots are going to just get thrown in there. I'm going to rocket it in. And then I got another landing pad, which I'll have... This one is only going to be... Oh, it's on save. This one here is only going to be for U-235. And it's going to feed these here. Now, the screwy part about this whole process, this machine here, the electromagnetics and the conductivity, it kicks out contaminated scrap. Oh, come on. Contaminated freaking scrap. So I have to have another splitter here or something, or I might just bot it. I might just chuck some bots in here. Because right now I have the contaminated scrap going out and connecting to this belt right here. And it's going out with the junk data and the scrap. So basically it's going to go up where the junk data cards are going. And the junk data cards, they're going this way here. And they terminate here. But I can connect it to another belt and get up to here where the contaminated scrap is being processed. And I think that, yeah, I'd have to belt it to here, this one. So I'd have to go over and up and around or whatever. That's why, might as well just bot it up, and I'll put a case here and it'll request the contaminated scrap from this build here. And it's not going to be, well, I think it's 1%, 0.1 or something. Oh, it's one every. Okay, yeah. Bots can handle that. because it's just such a, it's a one-off thing, you know. Now on novice here, I've got, oh, I updated the signals here. That anything, or I tried that everything signal. I don't think I have access to the signals here, and it doesn't work. So I just got deciders in here. If any one of these are the signal filters, filtering for what I want, and then deciders deciding this is going to be an OR gate, and it'll send, and you'll see it says waiting for available empty landing pad, novice orbit, and the science, you know, pack and all that. So right now it's just loading up. I sent this already. I had to fix this and redo it all. It wasn't that bad, and I had to, in space, I had to, you know, have the bots move stuff around. I flipped an inserter to get the landing pad empty for the motor, because there was a bunch of motors I had that were extra, and so I had to reverse the inserter to get them out of the landing pad, and then this, I had to do all this and made sure it worked. So I did the same thing for the space science materials that I need here, and then this is production science. So like I said, I have to go do an additional thing with, you know, getting the case unloaded and then sensing the case, not the landing pad, because this one, you know, in this case here, for example, I need to sense if any one of these are 0, and the landing pad, it has to be empty in order for the rocket to send, and we have to think about other materials that are around that will add up to that one signal. So, you know, because if we have stuff, if I use a yellow case, it's going to add up to whatever's in the hub. So that's why I might need to encode these, you know. So fun times. I think that's about it. Whoa! Oh, I went all the way to the edge of novice here. Check it out. That's how big novice is. That's a pretty big area. That's no joke. And, you know, go down here too. I think, oh, and then over here I set up, this is for Lindania. Heat shielding, plastic, and all that. So this is for the low density structures. And the explosives I'll be able to make on that planet because I have oil and water and all that. And then I moved this receiver up here. And I wired it up. So I used to have it there, so at least it looks consistent. And I have to get these out of here, I think. I want to reconfigure this where I have a planet label, and then I have the cannons for that planet. And then for every planet I have, I'll add cannons, and then I can go in rows, like, you know, this. Because I don't think I'm going to have any more than 4 items. And then eventually we get better recipes, and it gets a lot easier. And then we get spaceships, too. Let's get over here now. And, yeah, I'll get this going here, and I'll show you the results. I have to do some sorting. Oh, yeah, let's go over this real quick. So we get the uranium core, and then we crush it in a pulverizer. I got to put, there's going to be prod and speed and all that, beacons. So you need sulfuric acid, and we get a core fragment, 0 to 4. And only 8 uranium ore, which is really kind of dismal, but I think that, and it's every 20 seconds too. But, you know, I'll speed this up, prod it up, and we'll get more. Now, we do get the stone. So what I'm going to do is make landfill as a stopgap measure, and then I'll shred it, you know, because there's really not much. I don't have any use for stone other than for green circuits for planet defense. So I will be saving it, you know, to keep the planet defense going. And the core fragment, what's nice about that is when we crush it, we'll get coal, iron, stone. We'll get a little bit of oil, mineral water, all that good stuff. So that'll be good. So this will be our uranium supply planet. And I hope this works, and this will suffice to supply, you know, obviously more than one planet. Because I've got my eye on that uridium planet that we're going to do next. Okay, I'm going to get to work on this, and I'll cut back in when I have the results. Okay, well, it is done. I'm kind of not doing speed up videos on this crap. I'm just, you know, we're trying to work towards that iridium plate, get the energy science. That's what we're doing. These seams suck. I hate them. They are garbage. And like I mentioned, you know, the mining prod, this bar right here, the pink one, As you know, that's going to help because we can't beacon this. We can't put prod in it. Nothing. I tapped the other seam up here, and I ran out of substations. Now, I didn't do any trains yet. So, yeah, as you can see, the core fragments can't get down very far. And they look really weird. Some of them have like a little... on the edge. Maybe there's some different... It looks different. Some of them do, maybe. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, I could barely feed 5. It's like, well, it gets up to here sometimes. So, yeah, let's say 6 to 5, 5 to 6. And then the covert, or the processing of the uranium barely can run. Well, at least I've got something here, right? Now, what's going on is I ran these belts here. The U235 is building up, as you can see here, still. So it's still running Coverex, you know. So it's building up one every craft, you know, 30, 31, 30, 31. So up here is the core fragment. Now I'm not using the oil, the water, the pyroflux I don't have a use for. I could maybe use it for a little bit of power, but it's so minute. There's no way you're going to be able to power anything. So I'm just venting all that. There's really not enough oil coming out of this. It's barely running. I have 4. Now, the reason I'm overbuilding it is because if I do have a mining prod, and oh, don't get me started on mining prod. I looked at it, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Well, let's look at it real quick here. So mining prod has the optimization tech card, and I'm okay with setting that back up. No big deal. And then it's got the biological science pack. Now, why does it have a biological? I don't understand that. I understand the production, and that's usually what it is. It's usually productivity. You know, it's everything but utility. I don't think it includes utility science in vanilla. Why biology? What does biology have to do with ores? Unless there's like, oh yeah, you can get the vitamelange, and so let's tuck that in. And so it gets worse. That's the first wave of it. And we only get 10% each time. The next one, it increases to the Biological Science Pack 2, for F's sake. And I think we get 10%. So that's number 7 and 8. Biological Science Pack 3, 10%. And let's look at 9 here. And 10% Biological Science Pack 3, so we can get 2. But look at this. It changes from the optimization card to the advanced tech card now. Ouch. 10 Bioscience Pack 4. So every time you want a 10%, you got to basically build the next science pack. And notice it down below. Whoops. Notice down below it does affect the core mining drill. And all, you know, basically everything. 11. Oh, it adds matter now. Now deep space. Why? How far does this go? Okay, here. 4, and then pack 2 and 4. So, you know, here's the thing. You have to bot this crap up. We have to bring in every single science pack level, you know, like 1 on up to 4 for each one. And then the base of, like, well, productivity, production science is only 1 pack, I think. The other ones are 1, 2, 3, 4. And based on what I'm seeing, well, we need 4, 2, and 4. So I guess, you know, you look at the research that you're going to be running a lot of just to kind of have fun with your base after you're all kind of squared away. You know, so anyway, let's finish this up. I'm not happy about that, but it is what it is. So I have to do something with the coal. I'm glad I saw that. Yeah, the coal is going to back up on me. So what I'm going to do is throw it into a coal liquefaction and vent the heavy gas and light oil. I don't need it because I already have the oil field. However, it would be nice to stockpile it. Maybe I'll stockpile it, the gas, and then vent the end result being the gas. There's no biters here, so I don't have to worry about it. So this is the spaghetti, and I got the transmitter. I ran out of red belts, so I had to use blue. So I've got the copper, steel, plastic, and heat shield. Now, I don't need the copper. Oh, this can come out here, and then I got a full case. This copper was from here. I was smelting it down. I don't need rare metals, so that's going to landfill. And this is the like anything over 2,000 is getting turned into landfill, getting voided. I blew that closed. Then, oh, meteor defense. There we go. And it just worked out where I had to go through here. I don't know. This is taking forever to build up. Oh my God, this is insane. So anyway, yeah, here's the coals coming up here. Dynamite, or, well, explosives, copper cable, low density structures. Here's the, the capsule here. Delivery cannon using the old, the current recipe we have. Eventually you get iridium. It gets rid of the copper cable and all that. It's just iridium and explosives done. But getting there is another story. The iridium build is going to be a nightmare. Well, it's a big build, and there's a lot going on. So here's the cannons feeding these here. The delivery cannons to go to, and this is going to feed, this is for iridium, actually. The iridium planet. And then over here is the defense. Every planet has to have a defense system, or else you're going to be in trouble. Because if I lose power, the cannons will shoot here consistently. And so, yeah, basically if you lose your signal, your transmission signal, you're done. It's going to be problems. And you have to come here. You have to come to this planet and fix it. And, those meteors, if you don't have a meteor defense, you're going to you have to shut off the cannons from, the source, because they'll keep shooting here, and then this is going to get shut down completely and get bombarded with meteors constantly. Now, there is a uranium patch here, only 5.8 mil. I can tap that later if I need to get this thing going. So I might have to come back here and tap that, but I don't know. I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to leave on as many materials as I need here. I didn't tap this copper. I didn't feel the need to. I can. That way. But I have to put a priority splitter right here then. And I have to come down in. So I might do that before I go to. Oh, there we go. Check it out. So if we look at our rocket survivability, it's 72 now. Cool. Oh, and check this out. The final one. 1 million. Now, I don't mind. I can let this run, and I'm doing work. This is the only research. Well, I can run this research here. And these are kind of, well, actually, yeah, these two here, they're diminished returns. So, I mean, I'll run them, but it's like 2048. I'm going to wait here. I'm going to do the coal liquefaction. I might do it right here, actually, and bleed off. And I'll have an inserter that's going to grab the coal and then do the coal liquefaction right here. I guess that'd be a good idea. So I think that's about it here. And so next episode, what we'll do is we'll go and get the iridium. And what I'll do is I'll collect all the materials, and I'll kind of pre-build it because I need to learn this stuff too. And here's the iridite. Anyway, thanks for watching. Yeah, we're still, building up, trying to get to that point where we can knock out some of the basic research and get some of the toys. And then I think it'll get easier as some of these basic science packs are opened up. And they're all very similar. So once you get one, you kind of have all of the other ones. But the level 2 ones get a little weird, because you have to start adding components and all that. All right, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Peace out.